this video, I'm going to show you the best blitzes out of the 53 defense. The offense will not be able to pick these up. You're going to wreak havoc all game long with these. All right, so the first blitz we like against a tight end side, okay, to a three-man surface. Again, 5-3, 5 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 defensive backs. All right, just a quick overview. We usually have our D tackles head up over the tackles. Sometimes we'll get a little tighter. We'll go 4 eyes, so it'll be on the inside shade of the tackles. But our base alignment is head up on the tackles. Our DNs obviously on the outside shoulder, the end man on the line of scrimmage on their side. Okay, on this side would be the tackle, not the split end. But this is a blitz we like to a 3-man surface to the tight end side. We play some cover 3. Against more compressed formations, we'll try to play man coverage. If they're spread out, we'll play a little more cover 3. But this blitz, we call it loop. All right, this is just be called Leo loop. You could call it whatever you want, but this is just what we do. So our tackle, he is slanting B gap. All right, it's very important that we just don't slant ourselves out of play or allow this tackle to block us down and wash us down. Okay, we want to be physical, dip and rip through that near shoulder. We want to attack that inside shoulder, dip, rip, anchor, and then climb in our gap. Okay, you don't want to penetrate too much because you're going to run yourself out of the play, but we want to dip, rip, and anchor in our B gap. Same thing here. We start post snap on the outside shoulder. And then after this blitz is so successful because of this. A lot of times his DN's boxing and he's containing, right? So once you have him box, and then have him slant down, you're almost always going to beat this kid. So the idea here is to have the right tackle block down here and occupy this tight end, okay, and have the Y block down. So we'll start on the outside shoulder. We'll dip and rip across his face, anchor in our C gap. All right, we don't want to dip and rip and slant ourselves out of the play. A lot of times, teams will slant, but they'll slant themselves out of the play and run themselves here and it'll create a seam. So we want to dip and rip and anchor our gap, all right? So we cannot get washed down. So he has C gap. Now, pre-snap, we don't show our blitz until the quarterback begins his cadence. If the offense comes out, we just don't line up and show that we're going to blitz. We stay in our base alignment. Okay, he's usually on the outside shoulder of the tackle or in the C gap to a 3-man surface. But we don't show our blitz until the quarterback begins his cadence. So as soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, this kid creeps up. We want to show pre-snap that we are blitzing. That looks like we're going to blitz C gap. It's like he's going to come out through here. I'm going here. He's going here. All right. But pre-snap, we want to show that he's going to blitz C. Post-snap, he's going to have C. And now he's going to blitz off the end. Now, it's very important that this kid contains. He is the contain player now. Okay, so the Y is going to block down. This L is probably going to be a free rusher. And this is our Leo linebacker, and this is our Rip linebacker, and our Mike linebacker, just so you know what these mean, these letters are. All right, so he's going to be the contain player, has to keep his outside shoulder free. We also work what we call peel technique. All right, a lot of times the back swings out on pass, we got to peel and take him because we have no one to account for the back. All right, so our Leo to the blitz side, we are playing a peel technique. Now, our DN is very important that we want to dip and rip through the tight end. Okay, we don't want to give him a clean release either. We just want to occupy him and then loop around him. That's essentially what it is. Okay, so because you can get a quick pop, a quick out, that could hurt this blitz. So we want to rip through that tight end. We don't want to go around blocks. We want to rip through them. That will slow up the release. Okay. So we're going to keep our outside shoulder free. We want to show C gap blitz, and then post snap we have contained. So the E is going to slant in front. The L is going to loop right behind his butt. Now we're going to play man coverage. Again, we're not going to roll down until the quarterback begins his cadence. So we're locking up here. He's got the first back to show this side. Mike takes the fullback, and the L will play a peel technique. The corner has the Z, and the safety will roll down as soon as he begins his cadence. He's going to square up with 7-yard cushion over the tight end, and he's going to drive on any route if it's short. Okay, so he has the tight end, he has him, he's playing peel. This kid has the back, he has the middle, he has the fullback. This kid has the X. So you got all the players accounted for from a man coverage scheme. All right, this is a play we like. This is a blitz we like against 3-man surface to the tight end side. You can run it on both sides. You could have both these kids slant. Let's say the tight end or double tight end have him slant here, show blitz here, loop here. So you could run it to both sides, you can run it to one side, it really doesn't matter. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys this, sorry. Now this nose, we have a laser and razor call. If it's laser, he has this A gap, a left A gap. If it's razor, he has a right A gap, laser left, razor right A gap. Now, if you have a good nose guard, and this kid could shock and shed and kind of just anchor his gap, so you got a big nose guard that could two gap it, meaning he had both A gaps, and your mic's free to just read and react or do whatever you want with him. If your nose could occupy both A gaps, great. Just have him shock, anchor both gaps, and then shed once the back commits to the hole. So if you could have a two gapper at the nose, great. If not, you have to tell him what A gap he has. You could always have him have the A gap to the strength of the formation. If you run strength, you're calling it to our defense's left here, you could have him left, or you could have it opposite. It's whatever you do. I think most defenses, we two gap it, guys. Our nose is going to have two gaps. All right. Obviously, it works better for us if we have a dominant, big, strong kid. But if not, we still two gap it. All right, because we just, we're just gonna out technique you if we're not as big as we'd like. So we're gonna two gap it. But yeah, you could have him slant to the laser, to the strength of the formation. If it's left, there's a strength. Whatever your call is for that, tell him he'll has left A gap. If the strength's to our defense is right, he has right A gap. All right, so that's the loop blitz. This is a blitz we call 𝐤𝐸𝐧. Again, you have to give this kid a direction. Okay, it's from a line standpoint, it's a balanced formation. This is not an H, this is a tailback. Sorry, guys. Probably going to be like that on the wall. All right, so now this double tight formation. So you have to tell this kid which way to go. So if you go laser here, he's post snap, he's attacking this shoulder and anchoring this A gap. Pre snap, the mic shows blitz. We're going to stack over the nose right up on him. And we're going to not give away which way we're blitzing. Okay, we don't want to just walk him up and show here. Right, we want to stack him. And then this kid slants left. Our mic blitzes A gap to the right. If it's a razor call, it's the opposite. He'll slant right, he'll blitz left. So this is a basic cross blitz, guys. It's great interior. We do like this against 2x2 too. Let's say they spread us out, and they only have 4 blockers here. We're pretty much sending 5, so they can't block it. So I do like the 𝐤𝐸𝐧 against spread. If they're 2x2 or they're 3x1, it doesn't matter. I like 𝐤𝐸𝐧 is a safe blitz, but it also gives you the opportunity to generate some pressure. Because if you blitz the rip, and they don't get there, you could get hurt off tackle, or you get hurt outside. If you're a little weaker inside, it's less likely you give up a big play if someone messes up or they out execute you, or a kid just doesn't do a good job blitzing. So blitzing your mic is a great blitz against any formation. So it's just a cross, simple cross. That's it. Here's my favorite blitz out of the 5-3. We run this out of our 3-5, which is essentially the same thing, guys. It's really similar. The only difference is we have 2 outside linebackers. Pretty much have the same responsibility. It's pretty much a 5-3. Our 3-5 is pretty much like a 5-3. It's the same stuff. We're running the same blitzes out of that as we are out of 5-3. For the most part, there's some chain differences, but the storm blitz is nasty. So we're going to be in a 4-eye technique here. Okay, we want to be on the inside shade. You can have him straight up. It's up to you. A lot of times when teams go double tight end, we like to go kind of 4-eye techniques. But he could be head up in the base alignment. But what he's going to do, we like to have him on the inside shade on this. And we call this storm. So this would be rip storm. We're running this to the right. If it's Leo storm, we're running this to the left. So this is rip storm. He has to basically go almost 2 gaps, right? He has to avoid this gap and go down to A. So we do like to have him cheat in because that is a far distance. If he's head up, by the time he slants there, they might get a push. So I like having him cheat down on an inside shoulder and then have him slant, dip and rip through A. All right, we want to rip through that guard. We want to be an athlete. That ball moves, boom. We step down, we rip through that inside shoulder of the guard, and we anchor our A gap. Again, don't get washed down. Now, our rip, he is going to come up. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, he's blitzing the gap he's showing. We're going to blitz him over C. We're going. So we're basically sending 3 over 2, really. Like, he's going to block him. He's either going to block out or block down. Whatever he does, if he blocks down, he's free. He blocks out, he's free. All right, so we're basically sending 3/2. Pre-snap, it looks that way. It's not 3/2 with this kid. It's 3/2 with the end, the rip, and the mic. All right, so he's going to show the gap he's blitzing. And we're just going to hit that C gap again. We got to anchor the C gap. Our DN is going to play a trail technique, not trail, a peel technique. All right, if the back swings, we need to peel off and take them. So that's something you have to practice. It does take a little bit of practice, but you'll know by the game plan of the team and the scouting if they swing out to the backs. So, and then if they do, you could bluff this, right? If you're getting beat on a swing or a screen, you could show this and then bail out of it. You could show it and then bail back. So you're showing it, they call the swing, and then you actually don't run the swing, and then he could take the back, and then you have everyone accounted for. So yeah, there's answers to these blitzes, but you could show these blitz to make them call that answer, and then you're not blitzing and they're wasting a play. So it's chess, right? It's not checkers. Now our mic is going to creep up. He is going to have a laser call. He's going left. All right, so our mic is going to creep up. It looks like he's going to show blitz over A gap. So it looks like we're doing an overload blitz, which will be the next blitz I'm going to show you. Looks like we're going to do an overload. He's got A, he has B, he has C, he has D. Now he's going to look like he's going to blitz over A. He's going to be head up on the guard, and as soon as this tackle slants down to A, he is blitzing and taking B gap. All right, so basically they're just gap exchanging. Again, it's another cross, right? So you could say we're sending 4/3. One of these guys are going to be free. The offense will not be able to pick this up. And then I like this to the tight end side with no receiver, because if this tight end leaks out in or runs any kind of route, our corner's there. Our corner has this guy. And then if they swing the back out, that could be a problem. But we're playing peel. So, we're in good shape. This is a great blitz that I guarantee you guys the offense will not pick this up. All right. And then while we're here, let me just let's go over the overload blitz. It's very simple. It is what it says, overload. We're not doing anything fancy here. We're not twisting. We're not slanting. We're not doing any of that. We're just lining up and sending 4/3. I like this against spread formations too. If they're 2x2, you could just say they got two receivers to our left. These two would be out, and then these two would shift over, and then you would just run it there. So it's great against the spread. It's great against compressed formations. I'll get into some spread blitzes for you in a minute. But he's going to have B. He's got C. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, we're creeping up. He has C. As soon as the quarterback begins his cadence, we're creeping up. He's blitzing A. So we're sending 4/3. We got the tight end accounted for. We're in great shape. All right, and then nothing would change if you just ran it to the other side. All right, nothing changes. That's that. That's Storm. Storm and overload. Great blitz. All right, Crossfire. Another one of our favorite blitzes. We like this when teams spread the field. All right, we don't want to show where we're blitzing. So as soon as quarterback begins his cadence, we creep up. We're stacked. He's creeping up. Get these guys aligned evenly here. Sorry. He's going to show like he's blitzing A gap. He's going to blitz C. This kid slanting A. Mike is blitzing B gap. He is going to blitz C. He's slanting B. So you could see, when the quarterback begins his cadence, this is what they're going to see. They don't know which way this kid's going to slant. All right, now out of our 3-5, we would have a downtown or uptown call, which you could use out of the 5-3 here. Again, it's very similar. 5-3 and 3-5 are pretty much the same thing in my opinion, for the most part. Different. There are some differences, but for the most part, it's the same. So if we say downtown cross, we would just call this crossfire. But if we say downtown crossfire, D tackle slanting down, stack backer, goes C gap. If we said uptown crossfire, D tackle slant C, rip backer, creeps up, blitzes B. So it keeps them guessing. And when you mix up your calls, this kid's not going to know which way this kid's slanting. When he's head up on your tackle, this tackle's going to block him in most schemes. He doesn't know if this kid's going to slant out or in, so that's going to slow down his get-off, right? He's going to be slow because he's got to see, then react, because he's not going to know which way this kid's blitzing. So the Crossfire blitz is nice. Again, you could have this kid, you could just play it straight up. You could just have this kid blitz A, blitz B. But when you cross and twist, guys, these youth teams are not going to be able to pick that up. They can't even pick it up on Sundays in the NFL sometimes. You think they're going to pick it up on the youth level? There's no way. All right, guys. When teams spread us out, the more receivers teams come outing, the more challenging it is from a 5-3 defense to align to it. Because you're committing 5 defensive linemen. That's almost half your defense to the first level, right, of your defense. So it's a little bit harder to defend the spread teams because they're going to spread you out. All right, and this is the biggest difference between the 5-3 and the 3-5 is because I think the 3-5 you could adapt and align better to these spread formations. That's why we choose to do that. So we see a lot more spread teams than we see power running or compressed teams, I would say, because you could power run out of the spread. But we see a lot more spread formations than we do compressed formations. All right, but I want to go over when teams come 2-by-2, how you align to this and what coverage you're playing depends on, where these guys are going to be. For, let's just say we're going to play cover 3 out of this, or we'll play man, whatever you want. But when the teams go 2-by-2, that's when I like to play our tackle end games. Okay, basically they're stunts. A stunt is basically, your defensive lineman looking like they're going to go one gap and then going another post snap. Essentially, that's what a stunt is for me. So we'll play our TE stunt and then our ET stunt. TE stunt means the tackle is going to slant out. DN's going to step down right off the butt. The tackle's going first and he's slanting C. And depending on your strength call, or if your nose is 2 gapping, that would be great. He has the A gap. So this tackle will go here. This looping kid will be pretty much unblocked. So if you got athletic kids, guys, man, this is a really good stunt to run. If you have athletic tackles or you're undersized up front, it's a great scheme. You will get a free rusher, I promise you. All right, so that's the TA. T means T's first, so T's going first, right? TE, so tackle's going first outside, and it's going first. I was going behind the T. All right, so we do like to switch it up a little bit. A lot of times we'll have this kid go first. Oh, I'm sorry. We'll have the end go first. This is ET. We'll have him go first, and then he'll go around. Sometimes we'll have the tackle go first. If we're scared for outside stuff, we'll have the tackle go first. If we want to really be stronger for the inside stuff, we'll slant this kid hard first, and then he'll go. So it's a simple stunt, guys, and you could do an interior stunt with it too. You could slant him B. You could cross him here. He has A. This Mike backer will take this A. He'll have B. He'll have C. So there's a lot of defensive line stunts you could do. If you have athletic nose guard, all right. It's a far distance he has to travel, but if they're running the ball, this is actually a really good stunt, guys. It's a really good stunt. He loops around here. This Mike has that A gap. You could pinch it. You could pinch everyone down. If you want to do this. There's a lot you can do with this stuff, guys. So those are a couple of our favorite blitzes and stunts at a 5-3 defense. Hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the next one.